Look, obviously, I know you saw Floyd with the trainer hat on. What do you think of that? Is that something you see him doing long term? Is that something?
It's tough to say.
Yeah,
I think it's good. I mean, Floyd is like how much. I mean, he got so much knowledge, and I mean, he's got so much to give, and he's not letting what he knows and what he's been taught die.
yeah,
He's passing it on, and what he's given, the Haneys of the world and the other guys that he's working with. Come on, man, that's priceless. Like,
yeah.
what I would give to have Floyd Mayweather in the gym with me holding the mitts when I was coming up. Like, that's a major blessing, man. So I don't know if he's gonna stick with it. Probably losing Raj and his dad getting older and stuff. He probably wants to, keep the legacy alive, and I respect that, man, wholeheartedly.
Yeah, yeah. One last question before I let you get out of here. Obviously, boxing is back now. I know it's going to take a little while before we get back to the bigger events and stuff like that. But once we do start getting back to those fights, which fight are you most looking for, or what fights are you most excited to see come back?
Teofimo Lopez, and Vasily Lomachenko. I want to see that one. I want to see that one real bad.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Is it a changing of the guard, or is it with a, it's not old, but with a veteran, the old lion, so to speak, hold off the young charge? Is it too early, or is it his time? I can't wait for that one.
Do you think the time off, the pandemic, do you think that has favored either one of them? Because if that didn't happen, they would have fought already. So now that did happen, does that favor either one of them?
It depends on how they're living their life. It depends on how dedicated they are. It depends on, just how they're living. That's what it boils down to. I know a lot of people make a lot about age and layoffs, and that stuff is real, but I've had, multiple layoffs for multiple different reasons. And I stayed in the gym. And when I came back, I felt the rust, but I didn't really feel it. Nobody could really tell I was rusty. So as long as they are in the gym and keeping the weight down, Teo looks a little big. Some of the videos I seen him in, though. But as long as they're not doing anything to harm their body or putting themselves in a position where when the fight is scheduled, they gotta go to fat camp, and that's never really Loma's deal. But as long as they're living a life like a fighter and they're preparing for when the phone does ring, I think they're gonna be fine. I think they're gonna be fine. And Teo knows what this fight means, and he knows what it will mean for him if he wins, and he knows the type of guy he's facing. And Lomachenko is not a two-time gold medalist, multi-division world champion. By not taking guys serious. So I think both guys are doing what they got to do, and it's going to show when they actually fight.
You think the pandemic is going to force some of these fights that haven't been happening, the Terrence Crawfords, Errol Spence and stuff? Is there going to be more pressure to make those bigger fights now because of the time off?
It's tough to say, man. You got guys that make multi-million dollars. I mean, they don't have pressure to fight anybody,
That's true.
And this day and age, legacy, and I'm not saying this is the case for them, but just generally speaking, legacy is not always the first thing on guys' minds. So the urgency to prove that I'm the best may not be there. The money's good, so it's tough to say with the champions. I'm pro fighter, and I'm a guy that feels like fighters should get what they deserve. But it's going to be interesting to see the chess game and the chess match and how certain champions play the game, because some are not going to budge. They're not going to move unless they get their minimum or whatever they feel like they're worth. And some are going to say, well, okay, well, I'm not getting that, but let me fight for what I can get and just stay busy. So when the economics of boxing returns, I didn't miss a beat. In fact, I'm sharper than most.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking to see. But I'm not in a position to tell guys what they should and shouldn't do. I probably will opt for the option number 2, which is, okay, let's get as much as we can get. Let's get the right guy. If I got to get 2 of those guys or 3 of those guys over a 4 or 5 month span, let me have somewhat of a throwback mentality so I can stay right. Keep sharpening my tools and my weapons.
Yeah, for sure.